We're here today to launch, as part of the World Environment Day celebrations, a new report by UNEP, the UN Environment Programme, and IFID, which is the International Fund for Agricultural Development, a report about smallholder farmers. Smallholder farmers have great resonance in this country of Mongolia and great resonance around the world. What is interesting about this report is that it focuses on the plight and the poverty of smallholder farmers across the globe, but also spotlights and underlines how smallholder farmers could well be one of the great catalysts for not only overcoming poverty, but also delivering the kind of sustainable future that we need in this world, with 7 billion people going to over 9 billion by 2050. So why? What the report talks about is that there are 2.5 billion people directly or indirectly linked with smallholder farming. It's an extraordinary number of people. The report also points out that many of these people are living in real poverty, despite the fact that they produce something like 80% of the food in developing countries. Many of those farmers and their families are living in very serious poverty. The question perhaps is why? And I think we have to look at the model of agriculture as practiced in many parts of the world in the 20th century and still to this day, and the model of agriculture that might allow people to perhaps work with nature more than working against nature. A lot of the investment that went into farming in the 20th century was for what they call the Green Revolution. And that favored, and I have my colleague from FAO here, so I know he'll correct me if I'm wrong, but this tended to favor very large and ever larger farms in which basically these were sustained by lots of fertilizers and lots of pesticides. And of course, it actually fed large numbers of people. But as we sit here in the early 21st century, we know that issues of pesticides and pesticide use is a challenge to public health and the wider environment, if not done properly. We know that the excessive use of fertilizers in some parts of the world are leading to all sorts of unintended consequences in terms of dead zones emerging in coastal waters, which challenge fisheries and other things. And we also know that the land which is productive on this planet